Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, written by Gege Akutami, which means, obviously, when we get a very wholesome slice of life chapter like this, it's obviously going to end in absolute tragedy, which of course it does. Everything goes horrifically wrong by the end. Congratulations, Gege Akutami, you're still the same person we know and love, and just screw you, man. Yeah, this chapter seems pretty chill. Usami and Mino kind of talk about the fact that their spaceship is powered by cursed energy, which they know now, and that obviously threatens the idea of the world becoming interested in cursed energy as a reliable energy source once again. For the last 70 years or so, they really struggled to actually get any efficiency out of cursed energy as a, proper source of fuel. But now they know the spaceship can do it. It's going to cause some problems if, other nations find out. So, yeah, they kind of want to keep that under wraps for now and find a way to kind of, have the aliens owe them one so that they can build that strong relationship. That's very important. Obviously, in this chapter, one gets suggested in a way that I did not expect at all, and it potentially involves Miguel, which is... yeah, cool. Anyway, so we then cut back to the octopus, the takoyaki, I'm gonna butcher all these names. The octopus party, that's what I'm gonna call it. Please forgive my ignorance. They basically get sent to this dude who sits there like Sukuna in a Hawaiian jacket. He looks hella cool. No idea who he is. Think he's just random no-name character. And he says how there's this really rare and hard to get single tentacled octopus, which is like some mutation or something, that tastes really damn good. So they're gonna go fishing for it. Tsurugi and Maru then find out exactly why this thing is not, on public markets, and that's because you find them surrounded by massive hordes of normal jellyfish, not like cursed jellyfish or anything. They're normal jellyfish, which means when Tsurugi and Maru come up to the surface and end up being completely swollen and battered and bruised from being stung by jellyfish, it makes you wonder, are these guys just like absolute fodder? I'm sorry, you've got a heavenly restriction, Tsurugi, and Maru, you're an alien that is at least strong grade 1 level as a sorcerer, probably more like special grade, and you're telling me you both got packed up by a horde of jellyfish. Do we remember when baby Yuji Itadori was tanking an actual cursed jellyfish? Like, no problem at all. Are you telling me sorcerers have gotten this unbelievably ass that we're now getting no-diffed by a horde of regular earth jellyfish? Get your shit together. Please, this is not okay. It's just not on. Anyway, it's pretty nice. It's wholesome. It's a beach episode. That's what it is, all right? It is literally a beach chapter. Tsurugi and Maru just have a nice little conversation. Yuka then says to Cross that she doesn't want to tell anyone about her cancer, which, yes, I had completely forgotten she had cancer, and this kind of completely killed my mood when I remembered that Yuka was dying in the next 6 months of cancer in the brain. Oh, gay, bro, I can't with you anymore. But yeah, she's like, no, I want to live normally, live out the rest of my life and no one really fuss over me, which fair enough. Cool. I really hope you live to see the end of the story. In any other series, I say you definitely would, but this is JJK, so you're probably gonna die a brutal, horrific, terrible death. Anyway, we then get some lore about the Kallians. So basically, Maru explains to Tsurugi that Lemurian women aren't actually sorcerers. Not that they're not allowed, it's just they can't actually wield cursed energy or Loroloka, cursed energy. They can't wield cursed energy. I'm just gonna call it that, it's easier. And they're more like windows, like we have on Earth. Don't really know why that is. Apparently the Deskuntans do have women sorcerers, but Lemurians, they just aren't able to use it the same way. But unlike humans, where we decide to, cause havoc and segregate and treat people differently and be misogynists and absolutely weird people, Maru makes it very clear that regardless what you're able to do, they live in a very equal and fair society where everyone is valued because they definitely bring something unique to the table. Seems like they are way more advanced than us as a species, and I respect them massively for it. We could take a serious lesson from these Lemurians, which I think is exactly what Gege is trying to tell you. So please, if you are one of those people who have weird mindsets like that, read this manga and, reconsider. Anyway, enough politics. Let's get back to the story. Yeah, he explains that they believe the gods, and now again, we've kind of had little mentions of gods before and little theories about gods before in JJK, but the gods sent the Kallians, the mythical beasts, to Lemuria to bestow upon them cursed energy. Therefore, the duty of the men who cannot bear children to protect the women and children. That's what they believe. And Tsurugi was all like, yeah, that sounds like, the Reiwa era, which is the current era, like present era that JJK was actually originally set in with the, the Zenin clan that was all misogynist, and the Naoya era. It was the Naoya era, okay, that era. I like that kind of little tie-in. Yeah, that's the idea, is the Kallians were supposedly sent by God and bestowed cursed energy upon them. And by the end of this chapter, we have a very, very, very much better idea of what that means and why it's actually a really terrible thing. But we then cut to the Jujutsu High chef preparing the takoyaki party. Dabura and Jabaloma and a load of aliens and Mino and Asami are all sat down, ready to eat. They look very excited. And then we finally find how we're going to have the upper hand and actually, you know, have the aliens owe us something. And I could not believe this was actually a thing, but Dabura's sister is basically cursed so that she will die if Dabura or the girl betray him. It sounds like a binding vow. I'll be honest with you, it sounds like a binding vow. It's like supposedly just a curse or something that the chief Deskuntan placed on her so that if they disobey, then bad thing happen, girl dies. All right, Dabura wants this to not happen. They currently believe they're out of the effective range of the technique. You know, being a planet away probably does help with that. And they're asking for a solution to break the curse. To which Usami says, well, there's this lovely technique nullifying rope in Africa called the Black Rope that, you know, we know Miguel didn't manage to find any in his day, but since it takes decades to make, probably there is some that exist right now. So they're going to go look for it, strike some kind of deal to which they're allowed some, and then go use that to break the curse, which is very interesting that we're tying that back in. And it really does open a lot of opportunities to explore cursed energy in Africa and other places in the world, which I'm really excited of the possibility of learning more Miguel lore. Who knows? Maybe like Miguel's technique like makes it so that he's lives forever and something, or we see his son. I don't know. I want Miguel, even though it's not really possible. The chef then falls in love with Dabura on the spot in a nice little bit of comedy. Don't really care too much for that. Then we end the chapter with the horrific news that, oh god, I don't know how I didn't see this coming. So Oski and the Boro guy, the kind of, you know, the big Silver and the little Zeno Zoldyck looking people from last chapter. Basically, the little guy, little Boro guy starts crying out of his third eye, which only happens in very... What's that? Which only happens under very select circumstances for these Lemurians. In this case, it's because Boro has seen something. He's seen something terrible. He says he just saw the Earthlings, the Japanese. He saw them brutally murder Kallians. And then the editor adds, a bad omen at the non-human Devil's Den. And the final panel shows these beasts in the sky over a world that is completely like silhouetted in shadow, reminding us a lot of Kenjaku's little curse realm, which pretty much confirms that cursed spirits... Not cursed spirits. It pretty much confirms that Carians or Kallians, however it's said, are actually cursed spirits or Shikigami. It's very unclear which, because again, the thing is with cursed spirits is they are derived from negative emotions and they do just mercilessly attack humans, with the exception of humans that become curses and retain their personality. So like Rika is under the control of Yuta, and obviously Naoya kept his personality and was able to restrain himself. Those are the exceptions, but in general, cursed spirits are just ruthless killing machines, which would explain why Deskuntans don't like them and want them exterminated, but it does make you wonder what their relationship is with the Lemurians, in which they actually are cherished by Lemuria and don't harm Lemurians, which is a very rare behavior for a cursed spirit. So it could be that they're Shikigami, which are just normal spirits, not cursed, and because those both exist on Earth. So like, yeah, it's possible we're seeing, I don't know. I actually don't have a clue. Like, but what I do know for sure is that this could be a very good reason for Rika to have some strong involvement in the story with that ring moving forward, and also Mahito. Mahito is the gonna be the trump card for the story here. He is the bombshell that's going to get dropped because he is, you know, if cursed spirits are Kallians, then he's probably going to be the most powerful one if he does return, which is... And Yuji is going to be out there killing them. So I like, there are so many directions this can go, but it does really seem like cursed spirits are Kallians, and that's not good because the Lemurians love Kallians. They cherish them as a holy creature. So not only are we going to get more lore about the potential origins of cursed energy and cursed spirits, but this is also where things are going to start going drastically downhill in terms of peace negotiations. So yeah, that is JJK Modulo Chapter 11. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and I will see you next time, where hopefully things end up a little bit better than this one.